Hello, and welcome back to the Lair of the Spin Assassin, where we put the reticle of reason on spinners and spin. Today, we are still feeling the glow of the recent Alberta election, and I just wanted to hit on something that Jen Gerson was making claims about during the election. And it's one of her more pusillanimous claims because I don't know where she gets it from, and I think it's just based on some false narratives. Basically, she thinks that new Albertans, would vote left and elect the NDP. And Alberta's population is growing all the time, and a significant number of the people of Alberta come from somewhere else. So did that really happen? Is there any evidence to support that? I don't believe there is any right now. The logic of it is based on a false narrative that the UCP and the overwhelming majority of Albertans are Nazis. Okay, that is patently false. Only repeated in media circles with little understanding of how the world really works. It's basically a trick. Just trying to trick people. Oh, Nazis, Nazis everywhere. And it works on some people. I have an alternate theory, and it's just as valid as Jen Gerson's NDP-leaning theory. What if conservative-minded people gravitate and concentrate in Alberta? Immigrants strengthen the conservative base in unapologetically and vocally conservative Alberta. The idea that immigrants to Alberta who came here looking for work and a better life will not understand why the places they left do not provide a good life and opportunity. It's weird. Immigrants will just forget the problems of the places they fled and start worshipping the golden cow like Rachel Notley. Perhaps they merely are ignorant of socialism's causes and effects. You have to acknowledge the soft racism of this idea. Immigrants are ignorant and therefore vote left. That's basically what this boils down to. It's true that a leftist vote is very often motivated by ignorance. Often, it is a carefully nurtured ignorance that leads people to vote left. It does not follow that immigrants are automatically ignorant enough to vote left. And they certainly haven't been indoctrinated into the Canadian leftism by their very nature. It is pretty racist to assume all ignorants are actually that stupid. It might be that ignorance with the foresight to come to a place like Alberta might know full well about the evil of socialism. Chinese immigrants, or Venezuelans in particular, might be directly fleeing the ravages of socialism. Perhaps if they identify the problems of their home country correctly, they will purposely seek Alberta as the least socialist place in Canada. They could go to Toronto or Vancouver if they were just seeking a significant population of expatriate culture. Perhaps immigrants from the Middle East will similarly seek out opportunity in the oil and gas sector. Oil and gas is a much maligned industry by the left, and economics trumps all of those factors. I mean, how gay or religious can you be if you don't have a job? You can't be much of anything if the government can't keep an economy healthy, or at least get the hell out of the way and stop screwing the economy up. Indeed, immigrants from all over can recognize the terrible effect of socialist policies and the damage they do to the economy. Those are the immigrants that self-select Alberta as their home and place to make a stand. Furthermore, immigrants might be more closely familiar with the worst aspects of socialism in their country of origin than the average born and raised Albertan. Alberta was, until recently, second only to Texas in the World Freedom Index. That's the one by the Fraser Institute. How does a born and raised Albertan, who has known only conservative prosperity, compare with an Iranian or Chinese businessman? We should value the experience and wisdom such immigrants bring to Alberta. The silver lining is that we now have multiple generations of born and raised Albertans that despise Ottawa. The Calgary University mock election proves that. They voted for a USP government. Of course, the dark cloud to every single silver lining is that a succession of Trudeaus have targeted the West and threaten Confederation itself. Until we get better statistics from Elections Alberta, what other statistics can we infer towards our theory? Well, here's an interesting chart. Immigration to Alberta seems to correlate to the price of oil. These are economic migrants coming to Alberta. They came for the boom. It doesn't appear that they left with the bust. Alberta is still a better place than a lot of places after all, but who says they will lose their damn minds and vote NDP suddenly? It isn't directly clear how new Albertans vote without statistics from the election itself. But the results of the election and the reasons I've outlined clearly show that the UCP vote is very competitive and outdoes the pull of ignorance and misinformation that leads voters left. Sorry, Jen, but I think immigrants vote UCP. That's all I got for you today, folks. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter. I am the Spin Assassin. You have a great day.